Everyone, in this video, we'll try to understand what is API gateway, why do we need API gateway, right? So in our last video, we understand what is design patterns and why do we need design patterns, right? So API gateway is one of the design pattern, for microservices. So let's get started. So if you see, right, this is the typical architecture, right? Forget about microservice, a general, architecture, right? So you have your APIs deployed here in one of the server, right? Under the client, maybe, using some browser or some web application or some mobile application. I'm just trying to, call these APIs, right? This is the typical architecture. Now, what if I keep a middleman, maybe let's call middleman, right? Like this, something like this, right? So instead of my client directly talk to my server, right? He'll talk to a middleman, maybe some other server you can say, right? And this guy will make sure of the routing. Okay. So he knows everything. What are the services deployed in my API service? So API server, right? So now this guy is typically called a reverse proxy server, also called API gateway. So API gateway will act as a reverse proxy server. So reverse proxy is one of the feature of API gateway. There are many features, but yes, this is one of the important feature of the API gateway, because here I'm not giving my server details directly to the any of the client, right? So he is here in between. So he'll take care of any attacks happens, right? Maybe you can say first level of attack, right? Okay. Now, as we discussed, reverse proxy is one of the feature of API gateway, which is very important. Now, what is API gateway or reverse proxy? By now you have understand, right? So API gateway is a tool that sits between a client, here in our case a web application, and the collection of your backend APIs or backend services, right? So this guy is a middleman, right? And what is his roles and responsibilities? So he'll take care of authentication. For example, if you have hundreds of APIs, hundreds of microservices, do you really think, implementing this authentication mechanism in all the services? It is possible, but how complex it is, right? In each and every microservice, you have to check if your request is authenticated or not. That's an additional burden to your service, right? So this guy, this API gateway, will take care of authentication. So if the request is authenticated, if it is valid, then only it will route to the respective service. Now, what is the other feature? Request routing. Just now we discussed, right? This API gateway knows which service to be called. Let's say if I want to call a login page, right? So from the client, I'll call this API gateway. Hey, API gateway, I want to log in. So he'll call the respective service, right? That is technically called a request routing and metrics. This is very, very important because see, I wanted to know, right, how many requests I got into my API, and how many are success, how many are failure, etc., etc. Writing such a this is technically a complex logic, right? And it might not be a complex logic, but we are making our logic complex, right? So we are keeping an additional burden to the service, right? Writing authentication, writing this metrics logics, right? Checking how many requests success, how many requests fail, which user called how many times, user A called 10 times, all those things you have to write the logic in a service. Instead, your API gateway will take care of that. That's awesome, right? And not just that, the best part is that you can control. Let's say, for example, an user A can access so and so service only 10 times. If it's trying to hit 11th time, then it will say, hey, your limit exists. So you can access only 10 times. So now you are decoupling, the common logic, right? When I say common logic, authentication, matrices, this limit, whatever it is, right? To to the single person, right? He is taking care of all those things instead of you maintaining our services, right? And another important feature is load balancing. Load balancing is very, very important, right? In case of microservice applications. For example, when you talk about a e-commerce application, right? We have many services. We already seen that, right, in our previous videos. So like payment gateway, shopping cart, product search, your analytics. So if you see out of these four services, usually the user do more product search, right? Which means you're keeping more burden on the product search. That says that you have to scale your product search, right? Scaling in the sense what? Instead of deploying it in one place, you will deploy it in multiple places, multiple times, so that your request will be routed to the multiple services. That's the same job. Now, obviously, if you deploy your service two, three times or two, three different places, you'll get two, three different APIs. I mean, the URLs, right? How can I ask user, hey, call this URL, this URL, this URL? I cannot do that, right? And what this guy, the load balancer in API Gateway does is, we'll tell this API Gateway, hey, this particular product search is deployed in three different places. And these are the three different URLs for those. And this guy will take care of that. Whenever you get a request, he knows maybe which service is busy. Out of three different deployments, it knows, okay, this particular service is called, send the request to them. Or else it can use some round robin techniques or whatever it is, right? So it will also, API Gateway will also access load balancing, right? The another one is a dependency resolution. Maybe we can call it as, the protocol transformation, right? So for example, few of your services are built using RPC protocol, right? But somehow your client cannot call RPC protocol. It can call only REST. So here is a dependency with the protocols, right? Your client can call only REST, but your service is deployed using RPC. How do I do that? And that's where again we have API gateway. So API gateway will also make sure the protocol transformation, right? Like, in our case, REST to RPC and RPC to REST, right? And also cache management. So this is very important, right? Let's say, if you're accessing a frequent content, right? The content that changes very less, right? In that case, what happens if I cache it? Instead of every time I fetch from database, I'll cache it here itself. So that obviously you are reducing a burden on your service and also database, right? And also the response time will be faster, right? So hope you understand, right? Why we need API gateway and the different features or different, functionality that API gateway provides you, right? Now, of course, you also might have understand that how important API gateway is for mainly for microservices architecture, right? So this is more of theoretical as we discussed. So we'll also have a couple of design patterns which we are going to cover in upcoming videos. So in our hands-on session, we'll take Nginx as our API gateway, and we'll try to, approach implement the same feature, whatever you're seeing here, right? So well, hope you enjoyed this video. The very important thing is, of course, API gateway is important for microservices. Even important thing about that is, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you.